Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.
EP-09.
Dingus and Dongus, number 9. This time around is Providence by Alan Moore, and art is Jason Burrows.
It was out on Avatar Press.
Mm-hmm.
Started back in 2015.
Yeah, it took him a while, I think.
Were there
as I know.
delays, or is it?
I think there were delays because initially, I think I read 4 or 5 issues, and then there weren't any for a while.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I don't know.
But then again, I didn't really follow that closely. But recently, it's noticed that, oh, they're all out now. And I liked the first couple of issues, and it's like, yeah, why not?
No. I had a hard time reading this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah. Well, to me, it was a little boring.
Yeah.
And with the exception of a few instances, the art was also just generic to me.
Yeah.
There's nothing special to it.
There, really isn't that much that goes on.
No, at all.
Yeah.
Until the last couple issues. Really.
Right.
It's basically this dude going around fucking stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So the story is about this gay journalist from Middle America, goes to I think New York.
Yep.
To be a big shot journalist, and so he could bang dudes without being judged as harshly.
Yeah. Because this is early 1900s, late 1800s.
Yeah.
Starting out.
Right. So things are still, pretty uptight. Starts off with, I guess, his whole journey after he became a journalist in New York was precipitated by his lover killing himself.
In, a suicide booth, basically.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. What do they call it? Something garden?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was something weird. But yeah, they play a little record for you and then lock the doors, seal everything shut, and then I guess just pumping gas.
Yeah.
While you chill out to nice music.
Yep.
But his partner kills himself, and he decides to go on this journey to, become a novelist, essentially, and learning more about
The occult.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, in New England.
Right.
And his journey just takes him around Connecticut and Rhode Island and all these different places where he meets strange characters.
Yes.
Very strange characters. How familiar are you with Lovecraft stories?
Not very. And I think if I was more familiar, I would appreciate this book more.
Yes. Because basically each issue centers on an alternate take on a particular Lovecraft story.
Okay, I kind of assumed it was something like that. Because it felt, when reading it, this could have easily been an anthology with a loose tie stringing it together.
Right.
So I guess it kind of was.
Yeah. The very first character he meets, the doctor, the Spanish doctor in the apartment.
Being really cold.
Yeah, that's from a story called Cool Air. Robert Sweetum, or however you pronounce his name, with the basement. That's from a horror at Red Hook.
Okay.
So yeah, all these Lovecraft stories that tie into this. Lovecraft himself is in the book.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple authors in it.
Yeah.
That also die.
Yeah, they do. And the thing is, you find out that Lovecraft came up with his stories based on the notes that the main characters wrote down.
Yep. That ushered in the apocalypse.
Yeah, basically.
So we're going to jump straight to the end. That baby Cthulhu was cute as fuck.
I know. A little octopus with wings. And what, they let him out into the river?
Here you go.
Yeah. Have fun. The world is a crazy mess, and you'll love it.
There was one point when he was in Boston, Mr. Black, the main character guy. And this stuck out because this little tidbit of information has stuck with me for years. I don't even remember where I learned it, but the whole molasses tank thing exploding and flooding the streets.
Yep.
I don't know. It's like, oh, I know about that story because of some reason in my childhood, and every couple years a reason comes up for me to talk about it or something, like talking with my mom and it comes up.
Yeah.
It's weird. And it came up like clockwork.
And that actually brings up an interesting point. It seems like there's a lot of like historical research that Alan Moore did for this book, because I went online and like decided to look up stuff about Providence, and there's this whole like website dedicated to analyzing it.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't read all of it, no way, but I read part of the analysis of the first issue, and apparently, like, when there's a scene where he's walking through the city and you see all sorts of signs, those are, like, actual
signs
existing? Like, for existing products and stuff.
Oh.
That's a lot of fucking work, man.
Yeah, it really is.
But, good on you for actually putting that effort to, like, make things realistic.
Well, it's his profession.
Yeah.
And I guess his dedication to the craft.
Right.
I just wish he wasn't so rapey all the time and so cringy.
Yeah, there's a good deal of rape.
It's just, why, Alan Moore? Why is that a common theme?
I don't know, but it's like in all of his books.
Yeah.
It's in all of his books. I think the worst, in my opinion, is the body switch rape.
Yeah.
That is just terrifying.
It was. And also, so, like, does possession work like that in this? Like, I don't understand how that...
my understanding of what happened in that moment was they transferred minds.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Says it, don't make me take your body over again to ravage this body. Let's just hurry up with this shit.
So technically, the person who was in the little girl took over Robert Black's body to rape himself.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Double rape, I think, ultimately.
Yeah. Or it's just like a really roundabout way to masturbate.
No, there's unwilling parties in that situation.
That's true.
There's no, That's very clearly a rape. The question is it a double rape?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who this little girl was. Also,
that's true. You never really, do you?
I don't know. I don't know if you, like, every instance that we see of her, it could just be the possessed version. I don't know.
Yeah. I vaguely recall something about, like, basically that little girl's mind was just ejected.
Oh.
It's just gone.
It's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah. So she's essentially dead, but her body is alive with the mind of an old dude.
Yeah. Gross. Fucking gross.
Yeah.
There's a few things I enjoyed, but overall, boring book. I probably wouldn't have finished it if it weren't for this podcast, honestly. But I did like the flesh eater demon gargoyle guy named King George.
Yeah, King George the Ghoul.
Yes,
with his big old swinging dong.
Yeah, he was just like a goofy, fun character in between, I guess, Dream Realm and
the
consciousness,
real world.
Real world.
Yeah.
Here on MTV.
So now we're on that, like, a lot of the book seems to be like a exploration of what lies beneath everything that we see in the real world.
Right.
And
then in the book, to cut you off shortly, it's very early on depicted as a literal sense of beneath the real world.
Right.
And then later on, mental dream state.
Right. Like, just these subversive undercurrents throughout society. When we meet all these weirdo, subversive, underbelly people, they're actually, like, for the most part, fairly pleasant.
Yeah.
And just like...
And accommodating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice. Like, Robert, or sweet on the dude with the basement. And he's like, yeah, come on in. I'll show you some books. We'll talk about stuff.
But also, I want to get paid.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is America. Yeah. God damn it. But very accommodating. When he went to the fish people place, like, they're all very nice, and they're depicted as, okay, they look a little odd.
Yeah.
But there's still people who, have hopes and dreams and all that stuff.
Until the little dream sequence where they looked more than just a little odd.
Yeah.
I mean, that was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
But overall, it's like these subversive underbelly things aren't awful. Which, like...
Well, it turns out to be awful later.
Right.
When it comes to... Well, there's awful shit going on.
Right. But I wonder, like, that's like, what is puzzling me is because it seems like... Because, okay, main character is gay. At that time, is all very subversive and bad.
Right.
Considered bad. And he's exploring these other subversive realms and seeing that, all these people are all, nice and normal, quote unquote. And, like, it feels like Alan Moore's making a commentary, like, these things should be, like, all these things that we think are morally reprehensible or whatever. Well, I don't want to go that far because then there's the rape thing.
Right.
But it's like all these underbelly
Accepting.
stuff. Yeah. Just be more accepting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got these really bad stuff happening, like the rapes.
Well, and the fucking, the Wheatleys.
Yeah.
That's like incest, rape, and just a lineage of incest rape.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then Invisible Brother or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's really weird. But then we get to when we get to Lovecraft, like, we can see how his racism, like, turned all these seemingly pleasant people into monsters because of his racism and his point of view.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. In his case, like, he has the power because he's the one telling the story.
Right.
So he's able to change the narrative of these, like, pleasant fish people being monsters. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
One thing I did have to add, though, is, like, when I got to the end, I realized this 10-issue series is actually a continuation of his some of his earlier works.
Of Alan Moore's stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He did a short called, I think, like a 2-3 issue thing called The Courthouse, and then another 2-3 issue thing called Neonomicon. And that's where, like, the pregnant lady came from at the end.
Oh, okay.
Pregnant lady was actually inseminated by Fishman.
Gotcha.
Not normal people Fishman, but Fishman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's...
Well, that was like modern times, the last issue or whatever, right?
Right.
Because it was like a bunch of hippies and then quote unquote modern time, like one issue to the next. So I guess the courtyard or whatever you just said, is modern. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Courtyard starts with a FBI dude investigating a new drug.
Okay.
And then finds out about it, meets a dude with a yellow face thingamajigger.
A mask?
It's not really a mask. Well, I mean, like, yeah, sure, mask. It's a veil.
Oh, the
yellow veil.
The Redeemer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
With the anus mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, he meets that guy, goes crazy, and then in Neonomicon, 2 agents follow up on that dude's case. One of them dies. Lady gets pregnant with Fishman.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then cute Cthulhu.
Hell yeah. So there is a happy ending.
Yeah. Yes.
I guess one more thing we should note is each issue is divided into halves. Like, you get the story of what happened within that issue, and then you get a long journal entry, or a series of journal entries of what Robert Black felt about or perceived about stuff that happened to him.
Yep.
And you can see him rationalizing everything, like, constantly within the journal. As, I don't know, that thing, I think that's pretty interesting, even though it was a little hard to read.
Yeah, it drug it out big time. Like, ugh. So these were based. It was 12 issues.
Yeah.
And each of the first 10 were like 40-page books.
Yeah.
And then half of that was an actual book.
Yeah. Yeah, with like
notations.
Yeah, and it's all handwritten.
Yep.
So you got to kind of puzzle out what that word is sometimes.
Yep.
It does get a little tedious.
And then that combines with really not a lot happening for most of the series and mediocre generic art. Snooze fest. I slogged through it. But I can understand it. Not really.
Yeah.
But I can also understand if you're a Lovecraft buff and are knowledgeable that you'd pick up on nuances I didn't and enjoy it more.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, the ending was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the art got better then too. And like when the art with the non-main characters during the Wheatley area and Atoll or whatever was also cool.
Yeah.
I guess the fish people or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, it's if you're looking for something like kind of weird and different, and you like Lovecraft,
do it. Read it.
Yeah, it's worth a read, but just be warned, like it's slow.
Yes,
it's really fucking slow.
Yes, good, decent payoff.
Yeah,
decent payoff.
Yeah,
you get cute Cthulhu.
Yeah, exactly.
Cute baby Cthulhu.
And,
I keep coming back to that, so that must be the best part.
Happy endings, dude. Happy endings.
The album is by Sabïre. I had to look up a live video to see how to pronounce that.
Oh, yeah?
Because my head wants to say Saber.
Right.
But it's Sabïre, according to the main dude. It's an EP called Gates Ajar, released in 2018.
Not quite open yet, huh?
Nope, it's just a jar.
Yeah. It's just letting you peek in a little bit.
I fucking love it.
Yeah?
To me, it is what happens when Blackie Lawless and Wasp fucks High Spirits. This is what gets born.
It's a fun EP.
Yeah.
It's a really fun EP. Basically, what you want out of a nice heavy metal record, you got it.
Fist pumping party music.
Yeah, and it's sleazy.
A lot of it is about sex.
Yeah, it's sleazy.
It's sleazy.
And like, I don't know, like, I get like my mental conception of this album is like, you walk into a room and then you kind of turn your head and there's a dude just jerking off. And he's looking back at you. He's like, yeah, what's up?
What?
Yeah, that's what this album is to me.
Oh,
it's like,
wow.
Yeah, it's like you just see a guy jerking off. I was like, yeah, what's up? You want in?
Why don't you come here and sit down on my wheel?
Yeah, exactly. That's how sleazy this album was to me.
That's probably one of the highlights of the album for me is when he says those words, and then instead of saying what you think is coming, it's just a little wheel. I love it every time. And also, what's it called? Like, I'm going to be on top or whatever. Rise to the Top. That's what it's called. Is a very, like, uplifting song for me. It's like, oh, this is motivational. I am going to rise to the top. And, I mean,
and then
I don't.
2 songs later, you get him asking a lady to sit on his face.
Yes. I mean,
yeah, okay, no problem.
Because I mean, the Rise to the Top song to me feels like them trying to do their version of "I Want to Be Somebody" by Wasp.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah,
and then the song you're talking about, I can't remember the title. About basically a dominatrix is their version of Wasp's 9 to 5 nasty.
Yeah,
basically. So I mean, if you've listened to Wasp and High Spirits and merged them together, this is literally that.
Right.
To me.
And the intro, I thought it was really cool.
It was.
The intro for the album is like a little...
It doesn't...
Just ambient.
It doesn't really feel like it fits with it, though.
No, like the intro makes you think it's going to be a little something else. Like heavier, darker.
Right, more like almost like a Doom.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of what, but basically like a traditional Doom, like a heavier traditional Doom
Right.
album, and it's not.
No,
But
no, not at all. It's a really fun album, and I went on the Metal Archives page and I noticed apparently it started in Canada, and then the dude moved to Australia.
I think it might be. Is it that or is it okay?
Yeah, I think so. And it's like makes total sense. Like for sleaze like this, you should go to Australia.
Yeah. Why? Because AC/DC?
Yeah.
Like,
and like, what did the Canadians ever do?
Fair. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say like, why not LA?
No, yeah, there's LA, but then you had to deal with America.
Yeah, okay, Australia. Do Australia. I did like the rhythm guitar in the song Demons Calling. There, most of it till towards the end reminded me a lot of like Kill 'Em All Metallica riffing.
Okay, yeah.
Nothing else in the song, but like the rhythm guitar specifically is, this is fucking Kill 'Em All Metallica.
Yeah.
Cool. And then it kind of meanders towards the end of the song a little bit.
On the topic of like instrumentation, I did notice like there isn't really that much variety in the riffing. I found myself like listening to it and like swearing that I've heard like whatever riff was playing at the time being played earlier in the album, but not within the same song.
You probably did.
Yeah.
I think their selling point is, I'm going to get the terms wrong, but I guess a chorus.
Yeah.
Like something you could chant to.
Yeah.
That they repeat. That's a chorus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or a hook. I don't know what the fuck they're called.
The thing.
The thing.
Yeah.
The thing that they say that you can also say if you're singing them.
Exactly.
Yeah. The one that gets stuck in your head.
Right. The
like
good part.
Yeah.
The good part.
I think that's their strong point.
Yeah.
Just drink beer and headbang.
Right. It's nice. It's something you would put on at just a party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's also another line where he's saying, "I want your nails in me while I eat you out." That I also like. Yeah, go for it, buddy.
There's a lot of sex.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just
Dude's
fun.
just jerking it. Dude's just jerking it. It's like
in the corner.
Yeah, come on.
You game?
Yeah, let's do this.
So I listened. They put out a single recent. Well, I guess it's all recently. This was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Called Mistress, and if that's the direction that their sound is going, it feels watered down compared to this.
Really?
And just kind of bland.
Wasn't there like kind of a gap between the EP and the single?
Maybe a year.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 2 year span here. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if it's the same people. I know the main guy is still in it, but I don't know who else.
It seems like, I don't know. I kind of wonder, like, I remember on Metal Archives, it said the band started in 2013.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They went for 2 years to 2015, then took a break, started again at 2018.
Well, that's when this was released.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of curious, like, does dude have anything else? Because that's a long time.
Well, when I was looking online for videos of him saying their band name,
yeah,
because I, again, didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Umlauts are weird.
Right.
I don't understand umlauts. They were playing songs I hadn't heard before.
Okay.
So they have more material, but maybe there's just no one to record it in Australia.
Oh, maybe.
Which doesn't make sense, but sure.
Well, maybe he's just spending too much time with the kangaroos.
Yes.
I mean, he's a new immigrant or maybe a citizen by now. It's like there's a lot to see there. So it's like go sightseeing or record.
I'm gonna go chill with some kangaroos.
Yeah, and penguins.
And try not to get stabbed by venomous things.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay.
I have a feeling they may put one full length out, but this isn't going to be a band that lasts.
Yeah.
And the video, like, they seemed old. And he was wearing a lot of
like,
makeup.
The people
playing
look old.
They look like they're older folks. Not like Iron Maiden old, but older
like
than
40s.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't like. They're it's just not gonna last.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not old and they just live the lifestyle they sing about.
Oh.
In which case, maybe they'll die and then their music will blow up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens, right?
Right. That's how you get famous, by dying.
Yes, overdosing.
Yeah.
Or car wrecks.
Yeah.
And then you write a song about the car wreck.
After you're dead. As a ghost. And then, see, what? The ghosts do the EM thing, right? So you just sneak into a studio that still has a tape set up. And it's like, wee.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how records are made. By ghosts.
Yes.
Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.